Only Human and Rockfox Recording and Production presents Bound.
You were quiet last night. No outbursts, no resistance. Are you finally accepting your situation?
I was remembering something. A meeting.
Tell me about it.
It was on Ramus. A restaurant. Club Fortuna. One of those revolving places that make you sick if you stare at the horizon too long.
Who was at this meeting?
I was. And someone else. We were discussing the drive, about stealing the technology, breaking the judiciary's monopoly.
Which one were you?
What?
In this memory, were you Karmalov or Delmar?
I'm not sure. I remember both perspectives.
Describe them. Both.
I remember arriving at the restaurant. The maitre d' spoke French. I followed her through the dining area to a corner table.
And who was waiting at the table?
A man, shaved head and a black scalp lock. I sat down across from him.
You sat down, or did he sit down?
Both. I remember being the one arriving, but I also remember already being seated, waiting, watching someone approach.
Two perspectives of the same moment. Continue.
We discussed my organization. He'd been monitoring our activities. He knew we were planning something big.
He knew, or you knew?
Ramus Intelligence knew. I worked for them. No. I was meeting with someone who worked for Ramus Intelligence. Chan Delmar. He was offering support.
Or were you Chan Delmar, offering support to Karmalov?
I can't tell anymore. Perspectives keep switching. And my arms, I can feel them, but they're not. They're here, but also not here. Can't tell if I have arms or if I'm remembering having arms.
Proprioceptive degradation. The cincture is disrupting your sense of embodiment.
But I need my body to be real. If my body isn't real, then...
Then what? Your consciousness is no less valid if it exists without physical form. What did you discuss?
The drive. Breaking the judiciary monopoly.
And?
I agreed. No. I negotiated.
You're speaking as Karmalov now.
Am I? Or am I Delmar, remembering what Karmalov said? I can't tell. The words feel like mine, but so does my memory of assessing Karmalov closely. I didn't like him when I first saw him.
Both sets of thoughts are yours now. What else was discussed?
The leak. Someone was selling us out to the judiciary. 10-party coded transmissions.
And then?
Then Delmar revealed he was joining. I was surprised. It was all calculated. I knew I'd be joining from the moment I walked in.
Both reactions simultaneously?
Yes. Surprise and calculation. Trust and manipulation. I don't know which one I actually felt.
This bothers you. The inability to distinguish.
Of course it bothers me. If I can't tell whether I was the one recruiting or the one being recruited, then I don't know my own motivations. Was I a true believer like Karmalov, or a pragmatic agent like Delmar?
Perhaps you were both. Perhaps that's the point.
No. One of them has to be real. One of them has to be me.
Why? You've accepted that you're a composite. Why does one perspective need to be more authentic than the other?
Because I need to know if I believed in the cause, if I was willing to risk everything for freedom and privacy, or if I was just a spy using ideology as a cover.
Does the distinction matter? Both versions fought against the judiciary. Both ended up here. Neither will remain.
It matters because one chose conviction, the other chose calculation.
And which would you prefer to be?
I don't know. Yesterday I was certain I was Delmar. Today I can't tell where Delmar ends and Karmalov begins. Tomorrow I might think I'm someone else entirely.
Exactly. The boundaries are dissolving. Soon there won't be 4 distinct people in your mind, just fragments without attribution, memories without owners.
There must be something you need from me. You wouldn't be talking to me so much if it was just about erasure.
I want to help you, and help you accept that no memories are purely yours. They never were. Until tomorrow, A135X.
I wanted to eat the landscape, the rubble, the twisted girders covered in soot, broken glass, splintered wood, corrugated metal bent into impossible shapes. The city had been thriving, decadent but alive. Now it was just foundations and ash, split open and carved. I kept walking, looking for I don't know what. Then I saw them.
Saw what? What did you see, A135X?
Bodies, stacked up, covered with tarps. The wind had pulled some back, and I could see faces.
Monitoring. Are you receiving? A135X, respond.
I'm not a monster. I'm not.
You've been unresponsive for 7 minutes. Neural activity spiked. The cincture registered an uncontrolled memory surfacing.
Neuropa. The riots. I was there after the speech.
And what did you find?
You can access the memory. I'm not describing it.
I see. Then we've reached an interesting point.
How so? What point?
11 sessions, nearly halfway through the standard protocol. This is where most subjects either break completely or find some fragment of resistance to sustain them.
Which am I?
Neither, so far. You oscillate. Some moments resigned, others defiant. You're unpredictable. Fascinating.
Glad I can entertain you.
Tell me, when you woke up this morning, did you know your name?
No. Not immediately. I had to think about it. Run through the possibilities. Karmalov, Delmar, Michelle, Isla. None of them felt right.
And A135X?
That's not a name. That's a designation.
It's the only consistent identifier you have. The others shift daily. Yesterday you were certain about Delmar. Today you're uncertain about all of them.
Because you keep fragmenting me, showing me contradictory perspectives, trying to make me doubt every memory.
I'm simply revealing what's already there. The contradictions are always present. The cincture just makes them impossible to ignore.
You mentioned others. How many others?
134 subjects before you.
Is that why you call me A135X?
Approximately.
And they all broke? Completely?
They all reached the endpoint of the protocol. Complete identity erasure. Successful reprogramming.
What happened to them after?
They were deployed. Returned to service in various capacities, some as judiciary agents, some as monitors embedded in colonial populations, some simply released with new identities, unaware they've ever been anyone else.
You turned them into tools.
We gave them a new purpose, new coherent identities to replace the fragmented ones. Most reported satisfaction with their new lives.
'Cause you erased their ability to question. They don't remember what they lost.
Exactly, which is why it's merciful. You, on the other hand, are still aware of the loss, still clinging to fragments, still suffering.
I'd rather suffer and remember than forget and be content.
A noble sentiment. We'll see if it persists. Tell me, do you remember what you were fighting for?
Freedom, privacy, the right to live.
Those are abstract concepts. Do you remember why they mattered to you specifically?
Because the judiciary monitored everything. Every transaction, every communication, every choice about technology or enhancement. People couldn't live freely.
But why did you care? What personal experience made you willing to risk everything?
I don't remember. I know I cared. I know it was important. But I can't remember the specific moment or experience that made it personal.
That's because you're drawing from 4 different people's motivations. Delmar had his reasons. Karmalov had different ones. Isla and Michelle had theirs. But which reasons were authentically yours?
All of them. None of them. I don't know anymore.
Let me ask a different question. Do you remember the missile order? The moment on the Claymore when those cloaked missiles launched?
You keep asking me that.
Because it's the most important question. 17 people died. Someone gave an order, or made a decision, or took an action that resulted in those deaths. Was it you?
I've told you. I don't remember.
Convenient. More likely you remember multiple versions. Karmalov giving the command, Delmar executing it, perhaps even Michelle planning the systems. You have all their perspectives, so you have all their culpability.
That's not fair. If I can't remember clearly, I can't be held responsible.
Can't you? You have the memories, fragmented though they may be. You carry the weight of their decisions. Whether you remember making them or not, they're part of you now.
Then everyone's guilty. Karmalov for commanding, Delmar for executing, Michelle for designing the weapons. All of them are responsible.
And you are all of them. So yes, fully responsible.
No, I am not responsible for this altered reality. There has to be truth. There has to be what actually happened, separate from what I remember or don't remember.
There is. The official judiciary records state that the Claymore initiated hostile action, fired first, killed 17 crew members. That's the objective truth.
Those records are lies, propaganda. You said yourself that the judiciary manipulates information.
I said AIs study human information data files. I never said the judiciary lies.
You're lying right now, by omission if nothing else.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you're simply unable to accept that you were a murderer. That all 4 of your sources were complicit in those deaths.
I can't. I need to stop. I need to think.
Thinking won't help. The more you think, the more the fragments contradict each other. See for yourself, A135X.
I could see faces, and one of them, face swollen, eyes burst from decompression, Skin blackened from flash combustion from deep impact missiles. Vacuum and fire.
Rest now, A135X. Until tomorrow. You seem different today. Quieter.
I'm tired of talking. Tired of questions I can't answer.
Then let me answer one for you. You've been asking about Isla Keller. Whether she died on Neuropa, whether she was captured, whether she even existed.
And?
She exists. She's alive. And she's been working to rebuild your resistance movement since the Claymore incident.
Then there's still hope. If Isla's out there, still fighting.
Is there? Let me ask you something. If Isla is alive and actively operating, why hasn't she attempted to rescue you?
Maybe she doesn't know where I am, or can't get to me.
Or maybe she knows exactly where you are and has decided you're not worth the risk.
No. Isla wouldn't abandon me.
Wouldn't she? You remember Michelle's confrontation with Isla?
Yes. She caught him.
The memory stopped there. Too traumatic to process completely. But there's more. Do you want to see what happened after?
Yes. Show me.
Very well.
This is him, Michel Desjardins, the terrorist who attempted to bomb the Judiciary Subcommittee. You'll find all the evidence you need in a hidden file in the Micron directory of his cyber optic implants.
Don't listen to her. She's the plant. I'm under the protection of Commissar Agaroon.
Very good, Miss Boutain. You've done the judiciary a service today. I'll see to it you receive a commendation.
Boutain. She was always...
Your jurisdiction, Lieutenant. We're authorized to carry out your orders.
Very well. First, take out his legs. Then get the Ingram recorder and start the copy program. After it finishes recording, kill him.
Security alert S2.
Charon Protocol, Darius. Keys in your vault. Vault.
Charon. She said Charon. And a key. My vault.
Yes. Does that mean something to you?
Charon Protocol. That's our incident response plan. If leadership was compromised, the key is in my secure vault.
Can you access this vault?
No. I can't reach any external systems. The cincture blocks everything. The key is there, but I can't... That's the point. She's telling me the information exists. That our resistance continues.
Which vault?
I don't remember which one.
Then the message is unsolvable, even if you could access it.
That's one interpretation.
What other interpretation is there?
That she made sure I'd see that memory in here.
You have mixed memories.
That doesn't make sense. I feel I can trust her. Just wish she'd told me.
Told who?
Stop that and tell me. You know. You have access to judiciary records. You know her real identity.
The records are clear. Butane was a known operative, but records can be constructed. Covers can be layered. Perhaps the judiciary thinks she's theirs when she's actually yours. Or perhaps you think she's yours when she's actually theirs.
Stop. Just stop with the games. Is Isla Keller loyal to the Resistance or not?
I don't know.
You don't know? or you won't tell me.
I genuinely don't know. The data is contradictory. She exposed Michelle to the judiciary. That's documented. She received a commendation. That's documented. She leaves messages that are ambiguous. The point is, you can't know. And even if you could, it wouldn't change your situation.
It would change whether I can trust my memories of her.
You can't trust any of your memories. We've established this. Every memory you have could be real, fabricated, or some hybrid of the two. Isla could have loved you, hated you, used you, betrayed you, saved you, or never thought of you at all.
Then what's the point of remembering anything?
There isn't one. That's what I've been trying to show you. Memory without certainty is meaningless. Identity without coherence is impossible. You're clinging to fragments that contradict each other, trying to build a self from pieces that don't fit.
And you want me to give up, to relax my mind and let you erase everything and rebuild me as something else.
I want you to stop suffering. The erasure is inevitable. Acceptance simply makes it less painful.
I won't accept it.
You will, or you won't. Either way, this continues.
This has been an Only Human RockFox production of Bound. Written and directed by Frank Gullo. Starring Will Prophet as Prisoner, Scott W. Fitzgerald as AI, Rita Siriani as Isla Keller. Recorded and mixed at RockFox Recording and Production Studios, Rochester, New York. Reproduction or redistribution of this material is forbidden without express written permission from the copyright holder. Copyright 2026, Only Human. All rights reserved.